In this video, we'll explore the role of lobbying in the food industry and uncover the most powerful group that has a significant impact on the food policies and regulations we live by. The food industry is a vast and intricate ecosystem, with numerous stakeholders vying for their slice of the pie. From farmers and producers to manufacturers and retailers, each player has a vested interest in shaping the food landscape to their advantage. However, one group stands out as the most influential, wielding immense power over the decisions that ultimately determine what we consume. The role of lobbying in the food industry. Lobbying is a powerful tool in the food industry, allowing organizations to advocate for their interests and influence policymakers. These groups invest significant resources in lobbying efforts, employing teams of experts and strategists to navigate the political landscape and ensure their voices are heard. The food industry's lobbying efforts have been the subject of much scrutiny, with critics arguing that the industry's influence has led to policies that prioritize profits over public health. The most powerful group, influencing what you eat. At the heart of this complex web is the most powerful group in the food industry, the Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association. This organization represents the interests of some of the largest and most influential companies in the world, including household names in the processed food, sugary beverage, and fast food industries. The scope of the group's influence. The Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association wields significant influence over the entire food system, from the development of new products to the shaping of regulations and policies. Their reach extends far beyond the boardroom, as they work tirelessly to shape public opinion and consumer behavior through sophisticated marketing campaigns and lobbying efforts. The group's strategies. The group employs a multifaceted approach to ensure their dominance in the food industry. They utilize their vast financial resources to fund research, sponsor industry events, and forge relationships with policymakers and regulators. They also leverage their extensive networks and political connections to sway the decision-making process in their favor. Understanding the impact of this group on food policies. The Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association has been instrumental in shaping the food policies and regulations that govern what we consume. Through their lobbying efforts, they have successfully advocated for policies that prioritize industry interests over public health concerns, often at the expense of consumer well-being. Examples of the group's influence on food regulations. One prime example is the group's influence on policies related to the labeling of food products. They have pushed for regulations that allow them to obscure the true nutritional content of their products, making it difficult for consumers to make informed choices. Similarly, the group has successfully lobbied against stricter regulations on the marketing of unhealthy foods, particularly to children. The consequences of the group's influence. The consequences of the Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association's influence are far-reaching. The policies they have shaped have contributed to the rise of obesity, diabetes, and other diet-related health issues, posing a significant burden on public health systems and individual well-being. The influence of this group on consumer behavior. The Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association has also been adept at shaping consumer behavior through their marketing strategies. By leveraging the power of branding, targeted advertising, and strategic product placement, they have successfully influenced our food preferences and purchasing decisions. The group's tactics. The group's tactics include the use of persuasive messaging, the creation of brand loyalty, and the manipulation of our psychological biases. They have also been known to fund research that casts doubt on the negative health impacts of their products, further confusing and misleading consumers. The impact on public health. The group's influence on consumer behavior has had a detrimental impact on public health. By driving demand for unhealthy processed foods and sugary beverages, they have contributed to the rise of chronic health conditions like obesity, heart disease, and type 2 diabetes. Efforts to counter the influence of this group. In recent years, there has been a growing movement to counter the influence of the Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association. Consumer advocacy groups, health organizations, and policymakers have been working to raise awareness about the group's impact and push for more transparent and health-conscious food policies. Strategies for change. These efforts have included lobbying for stricter regulations on food labeling, marketing, and product formulations, as well as supporting research that highlights the negative health consequences of the group's influence. Additionally, there have been calls for greater transparency and accountability within the food industry, with demands for more robust oversight and independent monitoring. The role of individuals. While the Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association wields significant power, individuals can also play a crucial role in pushing for change. By becoming more informed consumers, advocating for healthier food policies, and supporting companies and initiatives that prioritize public health, we can collectively work to counter the group's influence and create a more sustainable and equitable food system. Conclusion. The Food and Beverage Manufacturers Association is a powerful force that has shaped the food landscape in ways that prioritize industry profits over public health. Through their lobbying efforts, marketing strategies, and influence on policymakers, they have contributed to the rise of diet-related health issues and undermined consumer autonomy. However, the tide is turning, and there is a growing movement to counter the group's influence and create a more transparent and health-conscious food system. By staying informed, advocating for change, and making conscious choices as consumers, we can all play a role in shaping a future where the food we eat truly nourishes and empowers us. To learn more about how you can make informed food choices and support initiatives that prioritize public health, sign up for our newsletter. We'll keep you up to date on the latest developments in the food industry and provide practical tips and resources to help you navigate the complex world of food.